So change in Ireland is coming from a number of different sources. First of all, there's a huge amount of regulatory change now occurring across a number of different sectors, including very dramatic changes now in financial services and in utilities and others. So these things are causing companies to have to really take on huge amounts of change in their infrastructure and how they do business and in their IT operations, and also to bring all their people along with them. If you look at the government sector as well, we see a real need for reform there, and things, critical services like the health services, the water infrastructure and other forms of critical infrastructure also need to be upgraded and invested in. So those kind of investments in rural broadband and others are going to continue to drive a lot of change and are needed very quickly. So they are driving very big programs of change across those sectors, and the same things apply in terms of bringing the people along, implementing new technologies, and also changing the way business is done in terms of the interaction with the customer or the citizen, as the case may be. So at the centre of all businesses and government services is the customer or the citizen, and there's been a huge change in recent years in the way they are behaving, particularly as a result of the amount of social media that's available and also the new kinds of digital channels that they're demanding. People now have handheld devices, they've got mobile phones with a lot of technology on them, and they expect to be able to use and transact with services in a very different way and in an instant way. So that's been a struggle for some businesses to keep up with, because if you're a small business, there's a huge amount of opportunity here, but also there's a lot of work in trying to navigate through those kind of challenges and understand what's useful and what's not. And if you're a big business, you have a lot of money and investment in technologies that are often very old, legacy. They don't lend themselves to adaptation very quickly, and actually we've seen a lot of disruptive companies coming in, serving those customers and prizing them away from some of the big legacy companies. So big companies are worried about the disruption that this technology can provide, but also they've got to bring their people along, because it's very difficult to bring everyone along this journey. And I think you've got to invest in upskilling and cross-skilling people in these new waves. In the new digital world, we have a huge proliferation of data. We've got lots of different ways of accessing the data, and we need to be really secure. Big companies already have lots of investment in legacy environments that are there and have a long, useful life still ahead of them. And small companies can take advantage of technologies to be very disruptive. So what we need to do is look at the architecture and how all that fits together, so that we integrate some of the new technologies with some of the old technologies in a way that allows big companies to migrate to the new world, that allows the data to be mined to get really good insight from that data on customers and other things. And really to put it all together and assemble it in a way that it's highly secure and easy to access for the customer, but at the same time allows the company to make the most of its investment in technology. Well, people are at the heart of all organizations and public services, so it's really important that the people in an organization are brought along the journey here and actually can lead the journey. So whether it's unleashing some of the innovative power of people within an organization and the entrepreneurial talent that exists, or whether it's actually reskilling people in the new technologies and helping them adapt to the new world. Those are really important, because ultimately the customers are people too, and the service is delivered by people. So it's people interacting with people. We're seeing people shortages. There's a lot of skills gaps at the moment in Ireland and elsewhere, but some of these new skills that are required for the digital world, for example, are in short supply. So actually investing in people, training people and bringing them along is really important. As a whole, if you look at Ireland, there's been quite a lot of underinvestment during the recession in this area, and I think that it's very important now that we reinvest in the public service workforce, and really get ready for this for the growth that's on its way.